Kalisto beat Braun Strowman. That was about the only exciting thing that happened tonight on Raw. Welcome to another Ritz Raw review. I am your man Ritz, and let's kind of go over the lackluster go-home show that we had tonight, building up to Raw's Payback this Sunday live in San Jose. So you start out with an interesting segment between Miz, Dean Ambrose, and Chris Jericho in the beginning. And it was nice, but it served no purpose aside from setting up tonight's match because Jericho's against KO. On Sunday, Miz is doing a spot on the pre-show with Finn Balor. And I don't think Dean's defending the title at all. The more and more I'm watching this new roster of Raw superstars kind of go at it the last couple of weeks, the more and more I'm realizing what a cluster it has been regarding the pay-per-view card for this Sunday and why. Hell, I'm just wondering why certain things are happening. That being said, overall, Raw was a really. I wouldn't even call it a whelming episode. I was kind of underwhelmed with it. The commentary was terrible all night long. All night long, it was terrible, miserable. I don't know if it was the fact because of Booker. It was throwing off Cole and Corey Graves. Cole just didn't sound like he wanted to be there. Corey Graves was doing the best he could. Booker T just needed to shut up. I have a ton of respect for Booker T, but he does just need to stop talking. Going forward, Matt beats Sheamus. Alexa Bliss loses by countout to Sasha. The Cruiserweights put on a really good little contest. Gentleman Jack and Austin Aries versus TJP and Neville. I feel like, though, we're back to where there's only 4 people in the whole Cruiserweight division. I don't see anything with Cedric Alexander anymore, Tony Nese, Drew Gulak, Grand Metalik, any of these guys on Raw. Granted, I don't watch 205, but the whole idea of Raw having the Cruiserweight division is to showcase some of this Cruiserweight talent, and we're not doing that. The Cruiserweight division in the last year has been poorly handled, but that's another topic for another day. Alicia Fox versus Dana Brooke, again, served no purpose. I understand it's fueling the Dana Brooke-Emma feud, but I didn't care about the Dana Brooke-Emma feud thing. Hopefully they go somewhere with it and they get Emma in the ring and we can see some of that talent that she does have. It was supposed to be Enzo and Cass with Seth Rollins versus the Club and Samoa Joe. They all get Enzo and Cass get ambushed in the beginning, and Enzo's out of the match, which I'm okay with. I'm over the whole Enzo and Cass thing personally. If they weren't overexposed and underutilized, I think it'd be a little bit different. But they were kind of overexposed and for no reason. You know, it's like the New Day. The New Day were hot. They were white hot. Now they've taken some time off, so they'll be hot when they come back in a few weeks. They're taking well-deserved time off, but they were relevant. Everything they were doing was relevant. They were reaching a record, so they had to come out and brag a little bit. With Enzo and Cass, they're not doing anything. They're just coming out, talking a little trash, you know, and a lot of it's just some cheap pop culture references. It's not like, you know, Road Dogg. A lot of people compared Enzo to Road Dogg in the beginning, but it's lost that flair. So Enzo's out, Finn Balor is replaced. And honestly, I kind of like the match. It was a little bit boring in the sense that it, again, serves no purpose aside from setting up Samoa Joe, Seth Rollins, which I don't like Seth Rollins' new finisher. It's not smooth enough for a finisher. It's very, all right, you stop, now I do this, and no. There needs to be some fluid motion to it. But hopefully, he's still trying it out. Hopefully, it gets a little bit better. They'll figure something out with it. Maybe they'll get rid of the whole spin thing that he does with them. Kurt Hawkins versus Apollo Crews. I'm not even going to talk about it, but Apollo won. And then you got to the main event, which was Dean Ambrose and Chris Jericho versus The Miz and the partner that The Miz found. And Miz didn't find anybody. So Angle tells him to start the match anyway. And it wasn't a bad match. It just wasn't a great match. It wasn't, should have been a main event quality match. Because you end with Bray Wyatt attacking Dean Ambrose and The Miz. Dean Ambrose and Chris Jericho. And then eventually laying out The Miz. The whole Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton thing serves no purpose because now the belt's not on the line. So there's no real reason to care about that match on Sunday. Especially when the fact that Corey Graves said on the broadcast, it's going to start in the House of Horrors, but it's going to finish in the ring. What? That's dumb. But I don't make the rules. I don't. See if we have anything else. Oh, all right. Let's talk about what should have been the main event, I think, from a fact that Braun Strowman is what they're talking about right now. To have him go on at about the 8 o'clock hour. Well, I'm in Central Time, so it would have been the 9 o'clock hour on the East Coast. Oh, yeah, whatever. But at the end of that first hour, have them go on. It was a bad call because the match was actually really good, and you wanted to end on that note of Braun Strowman pushing Kalisto off the stage, sending a message to Roman Reigns. That's the powerful ending that you want because nobody sees it coming. They kind of do because it's a dumpster match with Kalisto, but nobody sees Kalisto win it. Especially if it's the last match. Having Kalisto win, whether it was where it was on the card or at the end, was the smart move because it kind of gave. All right, Braun lost a little bit of momentum. He gained it back by dropping Kalisto off the stage, which anybody else catch the shag rug padding that they had down there? I digress. I love what they're doing with Braun Strowman. The fact that people are still booing him but cheering him all at the same time, it's the right move to make with that character. When you have no real direction other than, I'm a big guy, I'm a monster, so I'm going to go beat up this other big guy over here. Okay, fine. I wish that this fight that they're having now would be a number one contenders match for Brock Lesnar's title. But it's going to be some time before we see Lesnar defend that title, which is why, again, I go back to it's bad for business to have Lesnar hold the belt because now Sunday, what's on last? Is it the U.S. title match? Is it the House of Horrors match, which now you're promoting a SmackDown guy? Is it Roman Braun? How do you fill up a 2-hour block with no title match? This Raw was just really weird watching it. I got a vibe of it just kind of being for a go-home show. Even for just a regular show, it's just kind of That being said, Sunday is Payback, so hopefully we can get through this superstar shakeup, this rocky period of confusion and not even confusion, just we're trying to wrap things up with that makes sense, but start new stuff with the new roster and everything like that. So hopefully we can get that all squared away and build new feuds on top of what we have. So if I'm WWE, what I want to do next week is, all right, clean slate. Let's start fresh with what we've got. The tag team division is not really going to change much. The women's division isn't really going to change much. We have to put a spotlight on the Intercontinental title and that mid card division. Not even mid card division. That belt and those that can contend for it. And then you have to start building the world heavyweight, not the universal title picture, without the universal champion being on the show every week. So that's where the big reliance is going to be on Paul Heyman and whoever that number one contender is to be. Give me a two-man commentary team on Raw. Just give me Corey Graves and Michael Cole. That's it. That's all I need. They have great chemistry together. They're fine. Because all they do is pick on the third guy. Just give me two. That's all I need. So that was Raw, the go-home show for Payback. God, I hope Payback's a good pay-per-view. I don't even know. Can you call them pay-per-view anymore? We're going to call them events. Payback event. This Sunday, I'm going to take my title back. And yeah, I mean, I'm still kind of reeling over just what a weird show it was. And mind you, I do this off the hip, so I'm composing thoughts while I do this. All I can say is tune in Sunday as we go live on Facebook, as we always do. My Facebook page is Ritz, and we go live. We're going to be streaming the show, not the show, but we're going to be streaming our reactions. And then we'll shoot our breakdown episode after that. Might see another Jack's Challenge. I guess we're calling it Jack's Challenge. Happening too. And thank you for our video last week was our most viewed video so far to date, which is a good thing. Keep it up, and that's it for me.